It was close to 10 years ago. I'm recording this video in summer of 2019, and it was the fall of '09 when I first started going to a men's group. Hard to believe it's been that long. Quite honestly, a lot has happened during that time. It's been a really interesting ride for me, and I'll kind of get into that. But I found this men's group, and this video is really about why you need to belong to a men's group. The benefits that I've gotten from it over the years have been awesome. And currently talking about how to structure a new one based on the orionway.com and our our format for roadmaps for guys to have confidence and purpose and passion, authenticity in their lives, to just live better lives. And right now we're kind of in talks of starting a local Orion Way men's group. High accountability, high structure. I would be running it. As a therapist, I've done a lot of group therapy, but I've also done these men's groups. And I've dealt enough with them, and I've dealt enough with some of these, quite frankly, sketchy guys. I'll kind of get into that a little bit. I'll just touch on it. And so we're in the talks right now, starting a local group, just sort of a starter one, and to redefine sort of the genre here in Salt Lake City. Anyway, so a little bit about me. I'm not going to get too much into this, but guys, when I was growing up, I was very depressed. I had high anxiety, low self-esteem. Just like so many other guys, I felt like I needed the approval from women. I tried to rescue women. I tried to rescue and save broken women. Tried to be a white knight. I actually had a couple of really close brushes with suicide. I ended up going to therapy, ended up jumping into a lot of self-help material, personal improvement stuff, caught on fire with it. I've kind of been doing a lot of that stuff for well over a decade in my life, and really just jumping into a lot of these ideas on how to be the best version of yourself, right? And so I made a ton of personal progress. I was finishing up my graduate program. I was starting an internship, and started working as a clinician, being a therapist when I had previously worked with troubled youth. And I found this group. It was a men's group. It was based on, I was looking for like-minded individuals, people who were geared towards personal improvement, personal growth. And I found this group for guys. It's called No More Mr. Nice Guy, and it was based on the book by Robert Glover, not Donald Glover. If you know Donald Glover, by the way, funny guy. I really loved him in Community. If you haven't seen Community, go watch it. Anyways, I digress. So I started going to this men's group in November of '09, and I went religiously for years. Ended up helping to run the group for a few years as a clinician. I kind of had some, at least a lot of exposure to human beings and groups and things like that. I learned a lot. I learned a lot from helping to run this group, and I'd kind of like to share some of those pearls of wisdom. But I've basically been involved in this sphere for a good decade, about almost a solid decade. I mean, I know the highs and lows and the ups and downs. I have made incredible friends, incredible associations through being in a men's group. Gotten tons of help, great advice, great feedback, guys to hold me accountable. Really awesome memories with a lot of awesome guys. And I know that there are a lot of guys out there who struggle with making guy friends. They struggle to associate with guys. They're awkward doing it. They tend to gravitate towards being friends with women. Getting women to be nice to you is sometimes a hell of a lot easier than maybe getting guys to be nice to you. I think there's a lot of... Here's some of the takeaways, okay, from going to a men's group. And I'm honestly never been one of those guys that has struggled to make guy friends. I've never struggled with that. I've always been able to do that. But here's some of the takeaways. Number one is that a lot of us are unnecessarily intimidated by making guy friends. There's a lot of talk about machismo and toxic masculinity and guys being weird about talking about their feelings. That has just not been my case. The group is immensely supportive to each other. A lot of accountability, a lot of humor, a ton of value. Really great place to be. Here's one of the takeaways is there are those who come to those groups that have less than good intentions, and that's by far the exception rather than the rule. But occasionally you get a guy that's there to try and he kind of has some predatory intentions because he knows that a lot of the other guys there are vulnerable and desperate. Quite honestly, I have grown to have a very low opinion of the guys that claim to be pickup artists. They can be very predatory towards guys and girls. They want sex from women and money from guys. I don't trust them. Whenever a guy walks in, he's got some sort of pickup handle and he's dressed all weird. I don't trust him. They all almost always have dubious intentions. But believe me, guys, the benefits have been greater than any of the setbacks or any of the problems. If you're not part of a men's group or men's community, if you don't have a group of guy friends, man, you are missing out. It is so important for like guys who become so dispersed, so nomadic. We don't band together like we used to, but guys really band together super duper well. One of my favorite things, by the way, that we have done with our men's group that I really enjoyed is the occasional roast where we would roast somebody in the group. It's just good. It's just good fun. It's just good male bonding fun to just roast a dude. And this guy actually volunteered to be roasted, and it was really big of him. I let him have it too, man, because his social skills are not that good. I let him have it. He took it like a champ. I was super proud of him, though. It was a good time. But over the years, we have done some amazing things together, empowered each other. So here's the thing. If you want to start a men's group, we can kind of help you do that and give you some guidance on ways to do that, ways to structure it. My new group through the Orion way is going to be, we're going to charge a fee. And there's two main reasons for that. Number one, it'll filter out the people who have dubious intentions. Number two, the people that don't pay for it, they are less likely to get benefit out of it. They take it for granted. They half-ass it. So charging people for it is a good way to basically weed out the people who just aren't serious, who aren't serious about change. But accountability is a big thing. Having the support from guys, guys challenging each other to meet their own goals, supporting each other through that, is absolutely invaluable. And that's part of the real benefit that we have with our online community. So go check it out. It's a great place to go to get help and support and advice from guys who have kind of been there, done that. So make sure you go to the website, theorionway.com. Make sure that you listen to our podcast, Orion Way of Life. We're on Spotify, Apple, Himalaya, all the major platforms. So go listen to that. Send us some emails. Let us know what matters are pressing for all of you guys. We want to get that engagement. It's time for a change, fellas. We're in desperate need of change. So, again, if you don't belong to a men's group, which most of you, the vast majority of you, will not be part of one, but believe me, it is invaluable. It is absolutely invaluable. And so, go pursue that in your life, and you'll get a ton of benefit. Anyways, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, share it, all that good stuff. See you next time.